if Disney were to be founded today, I think it would be all about giving everybody the tools to seamlessly actualize what's in their imagination.
Walt Disney's entire legacy was proving imagination could become reality, but he needed massive infrastructure to do it. Today, that infrastructure fits in a chat window.
Disney, as a creative, had to convince people to let him build like a theme park in the middle of a swamp in Florida. And that's insane. I think he really had to be so out over his skis.
Imagineering, Disney's fusion of imagination and engineering, required hundreds of specialists translating dreams into blueprints. Vibe coding, you skip the translation. You just describe the dream.
I've internalized as an engineer, as an entrepreneur, as a builder, this idea that I need to be very disciplined on what I choose to build, and that there needs to be process, and that I need to not get distracted. And a lot of those thoughts come from just having such little capacity versus something that might have just been an idea an hour ago might be reality by this afternoon, and that's really awesome progress.
Disney would have killed for this. Immediate manifestation of ideas. No pitch meetings, no budget approvals, just imagination becoming code in real time.
I first vibe coded, as it's been coined, in the summer of 2023, so it was 2 years ago. I was living in San Francisco. I was working on Autobiographer, which was my first company. And I had all of these ideas that I wanted to communicate in the product, but I really did not want to have to write a spec and reduce everything down to exact instructions without being able to use it first, be able to get a sense for what might work, because this was a new category of product. And being a new category of product, some of these instructions aren't right. How do I know what I'm saying is something that I will actually want to use? My bar for the products that I build is that I really want to use them. And so I holed up in an office, and I got access to Cursor, which was the first big coding development environment. And all I did was I just focused on building this iPhone app. I'd never built an iPhone app before. I built web applications before. I wasn't very good at it. It was pretty slow. But what I was starting to see was when I would have had to go to a YouTube video or get on Stack Overflow or just spend a ton of time debugging. With Cursor, I was able to get the app up and running, not only get it up and running, but over the course of 6 weeks, get it to a place where I was using it every day, which was my goal. And then I was able to get it to the engineering team, and that became the foundation for our product. And so I felt like I had a big taste very early on of what it was like to be totally unencumbered by technical details to express an idea.
One person, no iPhone experience, building what they imagined. This is Disney's vision democratized.
I think one thing that Disney was really great at was understanding how people want their imagination to be brought to life. And so I think the ability to do it in a more personal, individual way would be really fantastic for him.
Disney understood people don't just want to see magic, they want to feel they're part of it. Vibe coding makes them the magician.
I'm working on this interviewing platform, and the other day I thought it would be really great to capture video during my interviews so that when I shared the content that I was making on social media, I wouldn't have to record things separately and stitch the audio together and so on. And I had been working with Claude Code, which is this really incredible way of coding with Claude in the terminal, where I had 3 agents or 3 Claude open at the same time. One of them working on my questioning system, one of them working on the landing page, and I spun up a version of Claude to work on video, thinking that this would be a multi-day project because I didn't know much about video, and that it was something that I could just keep working on over time. But I had something working within a couple hours, and I had built this really awesome audio stitching system to stitch together the audio of my interviews so that I can make audio summaries. And I realized then that the way that Claude had already built that system and the way that it had built video for me, I could actually plug in video very quickly. And so over the weekend, I was able to build like a video editing system that just automatically edited all of the videos based off of the interviews and stitched them together, which I never ever would have been able to do, not only by myself, but with like previous coding tools that I had access to. I think he would be just ecstatic that we can create spells with words that just materialize things. And so I think he would be just like absolutely thrilled with the fact that we now have the ability to just say things and bring them into reality.
Disney spent his life proving that if you can dream it, you can do it. But you meant him and his company. Today, you means literally you. Any person, any dream. Just words becoming reality. That's why Disney would build a personalized imagination company today, because the technology finally matches his philosophy. Everyone really can dream it and do it.